Before we begin, I would request you to subscribe to my channel and like this video to be updated about all of our future content. In 2015, a phenomenon known as the Charlie Charlie Challenge took the internet by storm. It has since become one of the most easily identifiable paranormal ghost games around. Sort of like the current generation's version of the time-honored classic, Bloody Mary. But it is worth noting that this isn't only the game of its sort floating around out there. There are loads of games like Charlie Charlie Bombing around the internet. What's more, the rules for most of these games are usually just a Google search away. Feel like tempting fate today? Maybe today's the day that you really want to creep yourself out. The Shoebox Telephone. Another game from the Three Kings subreddit. The Shoebox Telephone involves constructing a sort of astral telephone out of a shoebox, a string, and a paper cup. If prepared correctly, this telephone will allow you to make a call to someone who might not be on our plane of existence anymore. Somebody from the beyond. Like the doors of your mind, the Shoebox Telephone is relatively low risk. However, be careful you don't dial a wrong number. It's not totally clear what happens if you do, but I'm sure you probably don't really want to find out. The Midnight Game. I will freely admit that I have no earthly idea why anyone would actually want to play the Midnight Game. Theoretically at least, it sounds extremely dangerous, and winning it doesn't seem to bestow any benefits on you. Maybe it's just for the thrill of the whole thing? Allegedly, it was used as a punishment for those who dare to transgress the laws of society during ancient times. But I suspect that it's just a fiction tacked into the story to make it freakier. It does, however, make use of a trope that can be encountered in different forms all over the world. That of the boogeyman, the monster whose name is involved in order to keep us in line. This particular game, though, is an all-nighter event. After you summon the Midnight Man to your place of residence, we have some sort of a blood magic ritual, and it's not generally recommended that anyone ever do this. You spend the rest of the evening moving about your house and trying to avoid him. But what happens if he catches you? Depending on who you ask, he'll either trap you inside a hallucination of your worst fear for a few hours, or he might just rip you apart. The Gambler's Game. The prize for winning the Gambler's Game is the ability to win any game, no matter how slim the odds might be. But before you can seize that prize, you have to beat the gambler at a different game first. You get to choose the game for the challenge, which gives you something of an advantage over the gambler right from the get-go. Although, for what it's worth, your opponent prefers blackjack. If you choose his favorite game, maybe he'll go easy on you, or maybe he won't. Whatever game you play though, just don't try to cheat. The gambler doesn't take kindly to cheating. The ritual might look kind of goofy to anyone who doesn't know what's going on. Essentially, it will seem like you're playing a card game with yourself, but just because you can't see your opponent doesn't mean he's not there. The Telephone Ritual. This game hails from Japan and bears some similarities with the Shoebox Telephone. However, it uses both mobile phones and a regular landline instead of a phone made out of a shoebox, and you don't get to pick who you call. It's also a heck of a lot more dangerous. Before you start, you'll have to make sure you're alone in the house. Don't try to play with anyone else at home. Also, make sure you're comfortable with hanging out in your bathroom and staring into the depths of your toilet for an extended amount of time. When you're ready to play, first, turn off all the lights in your home and lay down a line of salt outside the bathroom door. According to some magic practitioners, salt can be an effective tool for protecting yourself from negative energy. Then grab your phone and a flashlight. Lock yourself in the bathroom and use your mobile phone to call your home number. Doing so might result in something or someone picking the phone up on the other end. If that happens, hang up immediately. If you then see a change in the surface of the toilet bowl water, or hear a noise from somewhere inside your house, hang up immediately. The Answer Man. Too freaked out to try one of these games on your own? The Answer Man requires 10 players, so maybe there's safety in numbers. Gather everyone together in a circle, then have all players take out their phones and call the person on the left, making sure you all hit send at the same time. Most of you will probably get a busy signal, but it's possible that one person might get through the Answer Man. Whomsoever gets through the Answer Man, though, can ask whatever questions they want, but know that for every question you ask, he'll get to ask one in return. His questions aren't always easy to answer, but you must answer them truthfully and accurately, so make sure you're fully prepared before playing this game. You might also want to use an inexpensive burner or pay-as-you-go phones to play this game. If you manage to get in touch with the Answer Man, you'll need to destroy the phone you used to talk to him afterwards. Otherwise, he might be able to reach out to you whenever he wants. One person hide and seek. I feel the same way about one person hide and seek as I do about the Midnight game. Namely, I cannot figure out why on earth you'd even play it. But again, I suspect a lot of it has to do with thrill seeking. So if that's your thing, then go forth. Carefully, of course. One person hide and seek is a popular game in Japan. This one first involves preparing a doll or a stuffed animal to be your opponent. Once you've created your opponent and put a few precautions in place, it's the doll's turn to hide, while it's your turn to seek. After you find the doll, though, the roles are reversed, and you do not, under any circumstances, want to let the doll find you. If you successfully avoid it, you'll have to go and find it again yourself, to the end of the game. But be warned, you may not find it where you left it. Please do subscribe to my channel, and like this video to be updated about all of my future videos. Thank you.